So for the listeners out there, when you're out there in the community talking to your friends and family and coworkers and neighbors and you hear these words, well, my mom's going into a nursing home, $10,000 to $12,000 a month, everything she's ever worked for all her life, up in smoke, it's all going to be gone, nothing we can do. Well, that's in fact is not correct. At the Olsen Law Group, we have all the Medicaid compliant tools we need to protect your wealth from the cost of a nursing home. We can assist you wherever you live in the state of Florida. We can help you with that process, and that's exactly what Robert does. Robert, whether it's a home or a vacation home, IRAs, money in the bank, all of it, we can protect it.
Absolutely. And people often think, oh, we have a home, a second home that's not their primary home. And that, of course, that's a countable asset. But you know what? There are different tools that we can do to protect that asset. They can put it up for rent. They can sell it. And at times, let's say it's a family home, like on a lake house, we can literally put that home in a personal services contract. We just do a deed in lieu of cash.
Robert, we can do planning for people either way. One way is that they call us and say, Tom, my mom's going to a nursing home next week. We need to get it done right away. But the other way is we do some pre-planning, and tell people how we might do pre-planning.
So pre-planning always starts with education. So I encourage people to attend one of our workshops. And then for pre-planning, we go through several stages. Some of it is done in the estate planning way, but we'll go through having a ladybird deed on a house to protect any kind of recovery from Medicaid. Of course, an incredible power of attorney. And then one of our last steps is a Medicaid assessment where they'll meet with me personally. I will go over their income, their assets. I'm going to tell them if they're going to need a QIT, if they're going to be over income. I'm going to tell them what assets are not countable, what are exposed and countable, and how I'm going to protect them. And it will be a very detailed plan for them, a blueprint to follow if something should happen, kind of give them security. And then finally, if I'm meeting with them and I'm talking to them and they're saying, yeah, my mom's having a hard time moving, or, we've already brought in a couple people to take care of her. And then, Tom, I'm going to move right into the last stage of it, is getting them on Medicaid's long-term care waiver wait list to get them in the queue so they can start getting some home health care.
We're going to talk about that some more detail, but one thing it makes me think about is that when you're doing this Medicaid planning for people to protect their wealth from the cost of a nursing home, you are using an IRS actuarial table. You are calculating, according to the IRS table, how many years that person would be expected to live.
Correct.
And if they're expected to live for 20 more years, you can actually protect more than if they're only expected to live, 5 more years.
Yeah, absolutely. And so a lot of times when a client is aging, let's say they're in their mid to late 80s or even 90s, life expectancy isn't that great. And if they have a lot of money, sometimes as part of pre-planning, we will actually execute personal services contracts. So we lock in life expectancy. But however, no money has to be transferred at that time. It would be transferred at the time of a Medicaid application. The only caveat is that their kids have to be taking care of them now or helping them.
So that's the advantage of doing pre-planning. And so if you were 70 years old and said, Tom, I want to make sure that I protect my wealth from the cost of a nursing home, there is an advantage to doing that planning now when you're 70 versus when you're 85.
Certainly, we can protect a lot more assets.
Yeah. Robert, tell the listeners how they can reach you.
So they can either go to our website, click on me and our website, olsenlawgroup.com, and they can email me at rhydock@olsenlawgroup.com, or they can text me at 321-207-8493, which is also my direct line. They can call me, and if I'm not at my desk, it will then ring to my cell phone. And of course, if you can't, you can leave me a message and I'll call you right back.